That's such a pretty vista. And the cool thing is, a lot of what you see in the environment are places you can go to. There's not many things that you see in this game that aren't attainable locations to reach. It's pretty rad. Everything wraps around in on itself. It uses verticality well. It uses horizontality well. It's a real good game, and I like it a lot. And I'm very happy to be sharing it with people. Although this is like what, 1 in a million Dark Souls Let's Plays. But I'm special, right? I think I deserve to do one too. So I'm gonna go ahead and burn the humanity we got from the Asylum Demon to go human, basically. Because you have 2 states that you exist at. You exist either in hollow form or human form. And to turn human, you have to reverse hollowing at a bonfire, offering up 1 soft humanity, which is the number up above my health bar. Like Souls, soft humanity drops when we die. So if, say, we had like 5 soft humanity up in the corner up there, and we died, we'd not only be hollow, we'd be down to 0. And on death, you of course lose your hollowing status, or like you use your humanity status as well. You go back to being hollow. It's not a fun time. It's not good. It's better than the future games, because in the future games you lose max health in the process. Thankfully, this one does not have such a mechanic. But enough jabbering. There are some things I need to clean up around Firelink Shrines. People to talk to, some items to get here and there. I think I can turn in some souls for a level too, now that I think about it. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, this is the good times, back when it really just does not matter at all. It does not take a lot whatsoever to get a level up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and even out vitality, endurance, and strength. I'm gonna go ahead and start pumping strength more than likely, although I might just wind up doing a dex build. It really depends on what we can wind up getting. I'd like to get a sword instead of a dagger post haste, but you know, we'll deal with that as it comes. So, what's up, buddy? What you got to say?
What do we have here? You must be a new arrival.
Yeah,
Let me guess.
sure am.
Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first, but there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum, but too late now. Well, since you're here, let me.
So this guy is just a big old bundle of joy.
Actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town.
And here we have one of the very few instances of the game telling you what you need to do. Everything else is just have fun, figure it out yourself, loser.
So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land, the undead.
I'm not entirely sure why I came here, honestly. I just kind of woke up in a prison cell, so I don't know. This is my good buddy, the Crestfallen Warrior. He's the comic relief. He keeps spirits high at base camp, you know.
What? You want to hear more?
Absolutely.
That's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken.
Well, then I guess I better go call the repairman.
And access the undead burg through the waterway.
Oh man, I hate the waterway.
Below the undead burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I
You know, Blight Town sounds like a lovely area.
that cesspool.
It's kind of like naming someone like Tiny Tim or something, than being humongous. You know, I'm sure Blight Town's a lovely place.
Bloody hell, what is it now?
I want
You
answers.
ask too many questions.
Give me answers. All right, I guess he won't give me any more answers. So yeah, that's the Crestfallen Warrior, a Dark Souls staple at this point. I think there's only one more NPC I need to go talk to at Firelink as of current. And it's our buddy Thorland, Mr. Bottom Heavy.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thorold.
Oh, I'm sorry, his name is Petrus of Thorland.
If not, I prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
You know what? In this day and age, that's very sensible. That's my fault. I was not giving you at least, 6 feet of clearance.
No,
My fault.
I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance. But I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Oh, thank you for the useless currency. Thank you so much. So I know the obvious joke is ha 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 haircut. But I mean, come on, we're better than that at this point.
This. I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles?
Some miracles?
Please you?
I always thought they were pronounced miracles.
Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Yeah, let's just go ahead. We're gonna be a bit of a covenant whore. All right.
Now, let me show
And we are now part of the Way of White, I believe.
Their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your
Which
faith.
everyone becomes a part of the Way of White at some point. So I'm not gonna buy pretty much anything from him. There's an argument to be made for getting a heal miracle just to supplement my my Estus usage, but we'll talk about that in the future. For now, I'm just gonna basically go with how I did it the first time because it worked out just fine for me then too. We also get a free gesture from this guy. Oh, and it's a good one too. Do you have anything else to say?
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission.
So this
One of her defenses
another
to
FromSoftware staple. No matter how much an NPC talks,
an undead mission.
they just will not move their mouth.
I cannot share that with
They
you.
are just a static model.
Perhaps if you show your faith.
I need 800 souls. Okay, well, you know what?
I'm afraid that may be difficult. for
We'll
our
come back to
missions are
that.
sacred.
We'll come back to that because that's definitely part of completing his NPC quest line, which I said we're gonna wind up doing, and yada yada yada.
Upon your
Listen, there's a lot to do in this game. There's a lot to do to make sure that you cover all your bases. But with Petrus out of the way, let's go item collecting, because there's a lot of stuff scattered all about in Firelink Shrine and places close to it, and it's our duty to clean them up. It's the community littering guideline. I don't know what I'm talking about, y'all. I think I actually cleared up most of the obvious ones. Yes, I did, because we cannot go through the church just yet. This is the shortcut he was talking about, or the elevator to the undead church. There might be some places we can go from here, because this is where we're gonna wind up in the future. Again, you'll have to forgive me. I'm basically just completely rejigging my memory from a couple months ago. And if anyone's watching the Kingdom Hearts playthrough right now, you're well aware that I'm not very good at remembering things I just did. Also, yeah, never do what I did just then. Never trust that you can fall down an elevator shaft and survive. Most of the time, it's going to be death in a Dark Souls game. This was just the exception. To get some dank items. So thankfully, you don't need to worry about mimics just yet. But this, unlike Bloodborne, is definitely a game you need to check your treasure chests before opening them. Because there is a very real chance you're going to wind up with something that you don't want to deal with if you're not careful. In fact, usually it'll just wind up killing you outright. Oh man. So what we have ahead of us is somewhere we want to not be in for too long. There's various goodies strewn about, but we need to be very careful to wind up getting them all. We're going to do a little bit of a, what's it called? A suicide run, if you will. Because no matter how many times we kill these petulant skellymen, they will just revive and return. They're under some hexacious curse, if you will. Which means that they cannot die. We cannot kill them. We are beholden to their whims. And basically we just need to run away from them as best we can. You can just run away from them, of course. In fact, it's the generally agreed upon way to deal with them to wind up getting all the good items strewn about. I just need to remember where exactly they all are and not get got in the meantime. We're about to get got in the meantime, as you can see. If I don't hurry, okay, guys, listen. Listen here. listen up. This is a story. I don't know the rest. I was going to go into I'm Blue, but I don't remember. I don't think anyone remembers the lyrics of that song outside of the Game Grumps. But they're special people. This was not exactly where I wanted to be. But you know what? It works. It works because we can at least get to enough safety to use a homeward bone. Not the best usage of a homeward bone. We definitely could have just died and it would have been a-okay. But we have some humanity. I didn't want to throw it away right away. So we picked up something very interesting in the graveyard, which I thought about using, but it seems a little bit just too vanilla-y. This Zweihander, which is a very good two-handed sword. Ultra great sword, if you will. If I don't wind up getting the weapons that I have in mind, then we'll consider using this Zweihander, or something very similar to it. So basically, I want to go for big, beefy, chunky, strengthy boy. That's my main goal. When I first played through the game, I was, pretty rugged sword and board. I shifted over to lances with the Dragon Slayer spear, which is a fucking great weapon. Probably my favorite weapon in the entire franchise so far. I've used it in Dark Souls 1 and 2, and now 3 as well. It's just a good weapon, and I like it a lot, okay? It means a lot to me, and it's gotten me very far in my life. So there's a few more items around here I want to get. I just can't explicitly remember where they all are. I think that might have been it, though. I think we've cleared out the entirety of... Oh, no, there is one more item. Of course there is. Anytime I think I'm sure about something, something always comes along to prove me wrong. But I think now we are completely clear in the graveyard. So we're going to do something fun and run back home and hope we can get to the bonfire on time. We probably won't be able to. These skeletons are relentless. The graveyard is literally like right next door to the shrine. And our crow buddy, look at the crow buddy. Say caw-caw. Don't say caw-caw. It's kind of racist. He doesn't like it. That wasn't even our secret mission. That was just the stuff everyone knows about. All right, we have a bigger, better, more secretive mission to deal with. Before we go too crazy, let's go ahead and use a couple of these. Because we have some stats we want to get, and we also want to see what Petrus has to say. His little special invitation into his, I guess, covenant, if you will. Ah, screw it. Let's just use up all of them. Why don't we? I guess they wouldn't give you any, I guess, like, big money soul items this early in the game. So that's just to be expected. Really, that won't even be enough for a level after talking to this guy. But you know what? Whatever. It's for the lore.
Oh, I will teach you.
Yes, teach me miracles. I don't really care.
That may be difficult.
I can't do it now.
You blew it!
Well, that's frustrating. Oh well, I guess I'll just use it for a level then. I guess it's a one-time thing. That's kind of annoying, actually, now that I think about it. Oh well. Things to remember for the future. It's probably just some stupid little, like, lore bit anyways. Nothing important. You don't need it to, progress his storyline, as far as I know. So we're gonna go ahead and use that Morning Star I picked up, because it's better than the Bandit Knife. And it's the only weapon we have on hand right now that I can actually use. Am I above my weight ratio? Let's see here. Alright, with a little bit of a wardrobe adjustment, I can actually do my light roll and use the Morning Star now. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fine-tuning, a lot of nitpicking basically when it comes to my build, trying to get things just right. Because I don't like running around naked, but I also don't like not having my fast roll because it's so handy. So this is a lady who's very important that we need to remember. She cannot speak, but my first time playing through the game, I did not know about her. And I did something stupid, which I'm going to go over here just shortly, actually. Because we're going on a secret mission to a place we're not technically supposed to go to until a little bit later in the game. But that's okay, because we have important stuff to get. I don't think we need the master key for it, but it doesn't matter. We have the master key anyway. I debated not taking the master key. I'm not going to use it for any shortcuts or anything like that. Ahead of time, I'm not going to sequence break with it. But it's less of a hassle to have it than it is not to have it. And since the Thief class just came with it by default, I figured, hey, that's a good idea, because I needed the fire bombs to kill Asylum Demon. So this is the New Londo Ruins. A very, very cool place. Very dark. Very foreboding, if you will. None of the enemies in this first section will have anything to do with you. This is a little shortcut we can take with our master key. I'm not going to deal with that right now. We can come back to that later, if I so choose. I'm sure some people are going to be freaking out like, oh my god, why didn't he open the gate at least? Why didn't he at least do the thing? I just don't care about it right now. That's not in my wheelhouse. That's not part of the itinerary. So I don't think I have to tell anybody, don't jump in the water. You cannot swim. You cannot swim in this game, you fool. How dare you suggest such a thing? And I'm sure this is a guy that many people have completely glossed over and never even heard of.
This is unusual. You haven't lost your head.
Sure haven't, bud.
Importantly, you're free. How on earth? Well, I shouldn't pry. I'm Rickert of Vinheim.
It's Rickert of Vinheim.
Smith. Look at me now. Can you believe it?
Sure, I don't know what you did, man. For all I know, you could deserve to be in a cell for the rest of eternity.
What is it? Have you? Oh no. Don't worry. I've no intention of escaping.
Smart man.
Safe here. Can't bear the thought of going hollow out there.
You know, he's found safety.
I must admit,
He's found
to myself.
contentment.
How about
Why mess with it, right?
I could forge your weapons, albeit with rather minimal tools. I'll show you what made me the best in Vinheim.
So he's not the first blacksmith many people encounter, but he is the first available one in this game. So I figured I'd show that off just a little bit. I don't have anything I can reinforce with just yet, so it's kind of a moot point. And by that point, we'll have Andre to deal with, so he's a lot cooler. But he's basically just your go-to guy if you wanna get your foot in the door for sorcery.
What is it? There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, you're damn straight.
We're both cursed, undead. But what's there really to moan about?
I like his outlook. You know, like, yeah, things suck, but I mean, like, everything sucks, so why complain, right?
What is it? There's nothing.
Yeah, he's got nothing else to say. So anyway, that wasn't our secret mission. That was just an addendum to the secret mission. The secret mission has more to do with, okay, I thought he was getting up to fight me. I was like, that's not supposed to happen. That was not in the simulations. So yeah, we need to come along on down here. A few goodies strewn about. Ooh, the S-Stock is actually a really good weapon. I might just wind up using just in general, actually. Yeah. That's actually a really good weapon now that I think about it. That'll hold us over for a while. Ah, I forgot the S-Stock was right there. Now I'm happy. I don't like using the Morning Star. It's not very satisfying to utilize. So those transient curses we just picked up, by the way, are very necessary if we plan to do the upcoming zone legitimately. But we don't, so they're not, so screw it. YOLO. We're basically running to get an item that we shouldn't have access to right away. But then again, they make it so easy to get. It's almost like, well, maybe I should have access to it. Maybe they didn't know what they were doing when they programmed this. They knew what they were doing. I'm not going to sit here and besmirch the programmers of Dark Souls. But yeah, those ghosts are not a good time. You cannot damage them. They will only hurt you. So basically run in, get your stuff, and homeward bone out if you can. You might not be able to. In this case, I played myself, trying to get out of there alive. That's okay, though. That's okay. We went in there willing to sacrifice all that we had for greater good. For the greater good. Because that Firekeeper soul... And that's what I was talking about earlier when I said I did something stupid with the item I was supposed to give to Anastasia. Because I used it. Never use the Firekeeper souls. Let's get an idea of what they are exactly. Firekeeper soul of a long-lost Firekeeper. Each Firekeeper is a corporeal manifestation of her bonfire and a draw for the humanity which is offered to her. Her soul is gnawed by infinite humanity and can boost the power of precious Estus flasks. It can be used to gain humanity and restore HP at the cost of losing the Firekeeper soul to reinforce the Estus flasks. So guess which one I did the first time I played through the game, everybody? I just used that motherfucker. I wasted it. And then I found out you could upgrade your Estus flask. I was like, oh no. So you give it to her, and now my Estus flasks heal for a little bit more. And it's pretty awesome. It won't show massive effects till I start upgrading my vitality, which I'm gonna wind up doing. I'm sure there's some Dark Souls veterans who are pulling their hair out saying, no, don't put any points into vitality, you fucking noob. Ah! But, you know, whatever. Cry more, douchebag. But now that all of our preparations are taken care of, actually, since I had that ridiculous, Morning Star taken off, I wonder if I can... Okay, only just. Maybe removing the mask will be good. Okay, so we're still basically where we were at the very beginning. Marvelous. But that's not a big deal. As we go on, as we get more buff, as we get more beefy, we will, of course, have more carry weight. Man, the commentary is just already top-notch, isn't it? Let's get a move on and start heading towards our first true area of the game. And probably one of my favorite starting zones. If you like what you see and you want to see more, like the video and hit the subscribe button. It's literally free and it's the best way to help me, help you, help me make better content.